What we're gonna do? We're gonna play fill in the blank. I'm gonna pose some sentences, some ideas to the crew, and I want you guys to finish these sentences. And in the chat, I'm gonna be looking. The guys are gonna be looking. But while we're talking about this one, put in the next prompt. That's what I'll say. The next prompt. So think of a fill in the blank question. Put in the chat, and maybe we'll use it right after this. So I was just talking draft. I'll hit you with that one real quick. I actually had it second on my left. So boys, fellas, the Lions should blank in the first round of the NFL draft. Interpret as you please.
Trade up.
KG, trade up.
You already know what type of time I'm on. Get aggressive. We always talk about how Brad Holmes, he's not really the most aggressive, especially in terms of free agency, but we know where he does get aggressive at is the NFL draft. I want him to go up. I want him to get a dog. I don't care if it's at corner. I don't care if it's an edge. But one of those key defensive positions, I need him to go handle that. And I believe if they get an edge rusher, to me, this defense is complete. But I will also take a corner. If they can get like a Terrion Arnold or maybe not Kamari Lassiter. What's the other guy's name? Quinyon Mitchell. Yeah, Quinyon Mitchell. That's what I was thinking about. But
Wiggins.
Yeah, Wiggins. I'm cool with either one of those. But I just need a dog. So I would prefer he move up and get a dog.
You know what? I'm right there with you, Mr. Detroit's #1 draft pick, KG. Trade up, trade up, trade up. Brad Holmes, he stated himself that we go into free agency to make sure that we can fill all of the different needs as much as we can and give ourselves an opportunity in the NFL draft to be able to go out there and just choose on the basis of best player available. They believe that talent is king as it relates to this draft. And what they've done this year, more than any other year that Brad Holmes has been at the helm of the Detroit Lions as general manager, is put themselves in a position where they have talent on this squad, so much of it that if they trade up, even if it takes extra draft capital to do so, they're actually not going to gut the ability to go and put more talent on this team. They're now adding the finishing pieces. You have a Super Bowl window that is open. Go out there and get those dogs. Go out there and make sure, because we see all the other teams and we all these questions. I know it's one of the questions that you have on here as well of which team do we think in NFC North is going to be one of those teams that can challenge the line. You know what? Who cares? Go out there, solidify this team, put yourselves in the driver's seat, and absolutely press go. Man, I want to see them trade up. I'm excited as things kind of get a little bit closer, especially when we see some of the top 30 visits that they've absolutely had in here. Trade up, man. Get this thing done. Go out there with a fully talented, deep roster. What's good, KG?
No, I was just answering Chef Talks back. I want a Rottweiler, bro. I need something vicious, man. I need something vicious. But shout out Chef Talks, man.
I like Rottweilers. They're friendly when they want to be.
Man, shit, bro. Hey, I hear you, bro. Give me like a greyhound.
Yeah.
Something vicious and fast, bro. Let's rock.
Let's rock. JB, the Lions should blank in the first round of the NFL draft.
I think we're all in lockstep here.
Nope.
What do you mean? Oh, no, you're not?
Nope.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll go and then I'll let you do yours. Hey,
let's go.
Straight up. As KG said, go out there and get that dog. Bring home a Jared Verse. Bring home a Terrion Arnold. Bring home one of these guys.
Say one of your guys.
Yes,
one of my guys.
Say you know who you want.
JJ McCarthy.
No, I want Dallas Turner. That's just me. But do it for the city. Like, the draft is here in our city. We've been so successful the past couple years. You want to top it off and do something special. Trade up. Go get a dog that everyone will be on and just cheer for. So, hey, trade up.
Got 3 trade ups in here. I'm going to say that the Lions should make their strength stronger in the first round of the NFL draft. That means drafting an offensive lineman or drafting a wide receiver at 29.
So you stand put.
Or maybe it's Jerzon Newton. Maybe it's another defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I say stay put at 29. Make your strength stronger or strengthen your strength. Keep your strength strong. However you want to approach it. Go that route.
Yeah.
Do the sure thing. I see Jackson Powers Johnson being thrown around. Say, what if he falls to 29? I think that would be a home run.
No way.
Dirty Dr. D, that's who phrased it. If he falls to 29, you go there.
And I do feel like with the rise of some of these quarterbacks as well, that there will be some players that we probably didn't believe early on will be available for the Detroit Lions if they do decide to stay put at 29. But I just, man, the more and more I think about this, with the additions that they brought in this summer, I'm like, yo, if they can go out there and get one of these guys with the talent to be able to step in and start away. Even if that person doesn't start, it's like, how much better will this team be? But I cannot disagree with your premise of strengthen the elite units on this team that's been a staple of Brad Holmes, man.
Keep it going,
This
trenches,
offensive
baby.
line,
Yeah.
in the trenches, and what he did with the defensive line as well. I'm excited, especially with the defensive line. If you can beef that up just a little bit more, I believe that the biggest winner is Jack Campbell in that linebacker room. Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone. You go out there and you do something, two more pieces on that defensive line. I believe that our linebackers, they take a huge step forward.
Corners too. Once you get that, I said corners too. Once you get that pass rush going, that improves everything in your secondary. Everything.
Better hope that Edgar and Cooper isn't there at 61, Mr. Jack Campbell. Otherwise, he may be in a Lions uniform. Here's a great question from John Effin Lord for our next one. Blank will be the Lions kick returner. Kickoff return. I'll clarify. Kickoff return.
With the new rules?
With the new rules, yeah. In effect.
DPJ.
I
I believe DPJ is going to be the guy. How about is Khalif Raymond? Is he due to be back at the start of camp?
Yeah, he'll be
one of
back.
those guys.
Well, it'll be a battle between DPJ and Khalif Raymond, but I think ultimately DPJ wins the job.
JB?
I want to go DPJ, but give me J-Mo.
Let's go, baby!
J-Mo, put that speed back there. Let him know
There we
as soon as
go.
you kick the ball to us that, hey, we're taking it straight to the house. Give me J-Mo.
Chef Talks Lions says J-Mo and Gibbs. Vincenzo Ferris says
it.
DPJ all day. DPJ and Khalif says Bryce Bennett. Xavier D. Bull Mastiff. That's a big dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a big bro.
Yeah.
I love Mastiff.
I used to have one.
No way.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Back in the day.
How big?
I didn't know you were a dog guy, KG.
Oh, I'm a big dog guy.
Hey, that's what's up.
What dog is going to be returning kicks, Kool-Aid?
You know what? I really like what JB had to say over there. J-Mo, look, the sensible picks, it's like KG said, I believe it's going to be like a Khalif Raymond or a DPJ. But when you talk about Jameson Williams being one of those weapons, I want to see him be one of those kind of all-around weapons anywhere he can be with offense. Anywhere as it relates to getting positive yardage, I believe Jameson Williams should have an opportunity to be able to produce, man, to be able to contribute. Whether that's in the run game, whether that's in reverses, trick plays, whether that's as just a pass catcher or returning kicks. Even if it's not your every-time kick returner, just give him some opportunities. I definitely want to see J-Mo get the opportunity, especially with these new rules, to be able to do it. If these new rules are supposed to go towards helping to reduce injuries especially, I'm even that much more okay with J-Mo being back there. I believe a player like him thrives on touches and rhythm.
Yeah.
Thrives on big plays, and you give Jameson Williams an opportunity to make a big play, to get comfortable catching the ball, especially off of those types of kicks. How much better or more comfortable does that make him when he's running down the field catching passes? To me, at least as a basketball player, the more and more I've gotten opportunities to even like shoot free throws or shoot the technical foul shots, you know, it helped a little bit as it related to the chemistry, to the feel, and to the flow of the game as an individual player. So it's like with J-Mo, I want to be able to see him get as many touches as he possibly can to help to put his speed in space.
Yep. So I'm going to say, what was it? The full question that I had.
Who is?
Yeah, right. It was from John F. Lord. Blank will be the Lions kickoff returner. Mikey Sanders still.
Stop it.
Stop.
Here you go.
What if?
Here you
Let's
go.
What
see.
if?
You know what? Let me hear it.
What if?
Let's hear it.
Let me.
I'm not going to make that statement, but there is value there if you draft him. He's not just a nickel.
That's true.
I don't know if this is going to be the case, but I say put Jameson Williams back there. I'm not going to run from it. Yes, there is injury concern, but the type of explosiveness that he could bring, the risk or the what that will do to an imposing special teams coach with the new rules, where if you kick it over his head or the certain rules that say if you kick into certain areas, you got to put it at the 40. Like, you got to give the Lions that short of a field. Just having Jameson Williams back there will force the kicker to do things, will force the opponent's special teams to do something that they don't normally want to do, keep it away from him. Or if you do kick it off to him, what have we been saying of him on offense? He just, like Kool-Aid said, just needs touches. Like, get the ball in his hands and let his athleticism do the work. Like, we got a deep offense. We have, and maybe this is the reason, Dad, with Tourette's, to pick a wide receiver early in the draft. Like, the more depth, the more weapons you have. We never want anybody to get injured, but why would you not put your best weapons or use them in part of the game that a weapon would be used the best?
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Shout out to Xavier D. He said Goff's nickname should be. I know Hendon Hooker. He had a pretty interesting, pretty funny nickname for Jared Goff.
Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Vic. I think that's it, man.
That might be it.
That might be it. Or the Godfather.
He's got that
man.
scamper. You remember when he was on the Rams and he did have that running touchdown and he went and tried to do he tried to jump into the stands, the Lambeau Leap out in California. He didn't go very well.
Successful.
He did it again this year with the Lions. Let me give you one more before we go to break. We'll be quick with this one. Then we'll come back. We'll finish him off. Talk Jared Goff. By the way, just because I like Mikey Sanders still, Mr. Eduardo, doesn't make me a homer. Just because I went to the school, he is actually a good football player. Like a very, very good football player.
I like that.
Love you, man. Last one before we go. After addressing the edge and the cornerback positions, the Detroit Lions need to blank before the 24 season begins. After addressing the edge and the cornerback position. So assuming they're done there. Those are to me, those are the two biggest needs: pass rush and cornerback.
Yeah.
So taking that out of it, what's the next most important need?
They need to go and sign Jake Bates.
Oh!
They need to go and get the kicker. Go get that man. Hey, shout out to you Detroit Lions fans and Michigan Panthers fans who were at the game. The video was circulating and went viral everywhere. The fans like shaking his hand, getting autographs and saying, you need to stay in Detroit. I can't even say bring him home. He's already home.
Yeah.
He's kicking field goals, 50-plusers every single week in your arena, Detroit Lions. Jake Bates, just sign that man already. Just let him know already, hey, listen, you know what? Continue to do what you're doing here, but you got a spot with us.
You're the man of the people. You knew
Let's
just
go.
how to get the people
Let's
going.
go, man. It's got to be. Bro, we're 10 days out, being downtown for opening day, and now kind of getting back downtown Detroit this weekend, seeing how things are starting to come together. I am pumped up, man. I am so pumped up for this Detroit Lions season, the draft, training camp, all of it, man. To be able to experience it from kind of this purview, man, with this crew, with this chat family, I'm telling you guys, man, this is going to be, for me, this is going to be kind of a storybook season. This is going to be like watching this thing through the lens of just a dream. And I can't wait because we got the Bullseye event group, tailgate parties on the way. I'm ecstatic for this Lions season, man.
It's going to be a blast. You got a lot of fans here.
I'm
KG,
ecstatic.
what are you doing after addressing the edge and cornerback position?
Yeah, so I don't know if this was a post-draft question, but to me, solidify the offensive line. Like you said, make a strength even stronger. I do believe they will be able to do that in the draft, considering all the picks that they have now, and probably what Brad Holmes will end up finagling or being able to finesse off of somebody else. So I definitely see them addressing the offensive line, get another guard in here, also maybe another tackle as well. So I that's where I would go.
By the way, before I go to you, JV, Steve DeYoung says, give Bates the reader treatment. Do not let him leave.
Don't let him leave.
Don't let him leave. Ford.
Yeah.
JB, what are you addressing?
Exactly. Michigan Panthers games in. Lock the door on him. Lock him in the building. Don't let that man leave Ford Field. And I'm being so serious right now. I don't even know if that's a crime, but still. we need this for our Detroit Lions.
By the way, shout out Eric Allen. That beard is epic, bro. I never noticed that in the chat. Nice. JB. Sorry. Appreciate your facial hair, my dog.
Hey, shout out to the chat family.
Yo, shout out to the chat family. But Kool-Aid, I'm with you. Keep him home. Keep him home.
Keep him
Jake
home.
Bates.
That's it.
Sign him as soon as you can, as soon as you have that opportunity. Because hey, you're showing some love to USFL and you're keeping him here. He's going to be kicking field goals, 60-yard field goals, still at Ford Field, and it's going to be exciting all year round. So keep him home.
Keep him home.
At least
him
make
home.
Michael Badgley compete for the job. That's at the very least. That's all I want at the very least.
That's fair. I can't disagree with that.
Let's
Competition.
go.
More competition, the better. I'm sort of going to steal an idea from Chin AAA Virus. Oh, Chin Triple.
Wait, what?
I'm not going to take anything from you virally, but you had a good idea, and I'm going to go after they address the cornerback and the edge position. Get Amon-Ra St. Brown signed to an extension.
You know what?
I like it.
Now,
Round of applause for this man.
give that man his money. Let's
Give him
just
his
get
money.
past. Give him his extension. Let's move forward. Let's start building. Let's really go for this Super Bowl immediately. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time. Pay Amon-Ra St. Brown today.
And he strikes me as one of those guys, St. Brown, that when he gets that contract, it's only going to be more fuel to ignite his fire and his fury. He's one of those guys that I know it's going to be like, you know what? This is validation. This is a guy who has been seeking validation since college, a guy who's been seeking validation in the draft, a guy who's still seeking validation right now. We saw him when they were like, yo, you're not in the Pro Bowl, sorry. And we all thought, hey, it's just a popularity contest, it's just a game, it don't really matter. It matters to him. Why? Because in everything he does, he wants to put forth the elite effort and he wants to be recognized for that. And I believe that this contract that he's going to get it done, like Broder said, I believe it's only going to light that fire even more. I really do.
Light it.
I
Spark
really
it.
do, man. I really do.
Melt it into wax.